everybody, welcome to TUL Music. My name is Salvo. This is going to be my last video for 2023, so without further ado, let's go on and begin the top 5 best songs and albums of 2023. Like I did on my last video, I'm going to start off with the best albums, and then I'll start off with the best songs. If you guys disagree with anything on this list, let me know in the comments. Feel free to voice your opinion. That is what the internet is for. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, ring the bell to get notified of any future videos. I'm going to have a lot of updated content coming soon. And don't forget to check out my merch store as well on my page. Alright, so let's go ahead and rank the top 5 best albums of 2023. Number 5. Alright, I didn't do a review on this album. I wanted to, but I've just been so busy that I was just like, forget it. I'll just go ahead and review it on my best of list. And it's One More Time by Blink-182. They have really surprised me with this one. Tom DeLonge has actually finally pretty much snapped out of it with his Angels and Airwaves voice and tried to go back to the Blink-182 style that he had in the Enema of the State and Take Off Your Pants and Jacket and Self-Titled days, and he sounds really good in this. Honestly, it is so good to have Tom back. I was never, honestly, a fan of Blink-182 growing up. Their music was always kind of just whiny to me, but, you know, it's so funny because everybody else absolutely loved them, and I just kind of learned to just kind of grow along with them, and this is a great album. I mean, I absolutely love the first 2 tracks. They absolutely kick butt. Absolutely kick butt. I also like the Blink Wave. I thought that was kind of a unique song. The only issue that I kind of had with this album is that it just kind of falls flat in like the last songs after Blink Wave, like the last few songs. And I've heard other people mention that as well. But I don't know if this is going to be their final album or not, but if it is, they definitely went out with a bang on this one. I'm really glad Mark Hoppus healed from his cancer, and Tom was able to come back in the band, and they were able to give us another outing because Neighborhoods wasn't really all that great. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't really that great with audiences, and I absolutely despise their last 2 records. 9 and California were just, what the hell? California was more meh than awful, but 9 was just plain terrible. God, they needed to make this. Number 4. Alright guys, so I'm kind of a synthwave freak, and Gunship has put out an amazing album this year. I was actually jamming this with my buddy, going to conventions, and it was just absolutely great. Carpenter Brute and Gavin Rossdale definitely surprised me with their song Unicorn. Definitely an awesome listen. The other songs on here are typical Gunship, but I wanted to give this band a highlight because they had some really interesting collaborations on here, and I really enjoyed them. So this is definitely going in number 4 on this list. Number 3. And now we're going to be talking about another band that actually went back to its old sound and actually surprised audiences. It is Fall Out Boy's So Much for Stardust. Well, we're not going to cover that. We're not going to cover that. Please get that out of here. Please get that out of here. We're not talking about that right now. Okay, thank you. Alright, yeah, So Much for Stardust. This album had some killer tracks on it, and it really surprised me. The singles that have been released on here absolutely kick butt. We Didn't Start the Fire was actually a bonus track. Why'd they do that? But Love from the Other Side, Hold Me Like a Grudge, absolutely killer tracks. Just absolutely killer. And honestly, I didn't mind the Billy Joel cover. Like with Blink-182, I feel like they really won back their punk audiences with this. Going back to songs like Dance Dance, I Don't Care, Thanks for the Memories, This Ain't a Scene. Oh, the style from those albums, rather than all the pop stuff they've been doing the last 10 years. Of course, with that cover, that could have easily fit in the last 10 years of music, but we're not going to talk about that. We're done. All right. Number 2. Number 2 is But Here We Are by the Foo Fighters. Absolutely amazing album. Their best work since Wasting Light. The title track is absolutely incredible. The Teacher has become one of the most popular songs in their catalog in quite some time, and it's a 10-minute epic that just takes you on a journey. This whole album just takes you on a journey of grief, loss, and just inner peace, honestly. It just, you know, I've gone through some personal times. I also lost a good friend of mine last year, so I actually took this album to heart, and it was a really good listen. It gave me comfort and solace, and, you know, losing loved ones is never easy, whether it's your drummer. Oh, wow, Dave Grohl actually lost his mom, too. Wow, so he was really going through things. But this is what music is for. Music is used to comfort, heal, and give inspiration during tough times. And I really think the Foo Fighters really delivered on this despite all the adversity they went through. Dave, Pat, everybody else in the band, you guys did it. This is great. And without further ado, let's talk about the number one best album of 2023. And the best album goes to the band that really went out of their comfort zone this year and really delivered on all cylinders. A lot of people had mixed feelings about this album, and I did too. I didn't know how to feel about it, but honestly, this actually was the most obscure album in just the right time, that it ended up being more of a work of art than something out of the ordinary. I kind of grew out of this band, and when I heard they were coming out with an album, I was just like, really? Because I've heard their past work, and I was just kind of like, you know, this is just going to be more of the same stuff they have been doing. I kind of grown out of it. I'm in my 30s now. But they've actually found a way to win me over again, and I got to give it to you guys, Sinister Gates, Matt Shadows, everybody else in the band. It's artistic, it's messy, but it's artistic and messy and disastrous in all the right ways. And I know they were on a shroom trip when they did this album, but sometimes it's absolutely necessary to mess around with new things to get messy and really surprise audiences. And I feel like they really did that. Nobody, the first single, really surprised me. It really grew on me over time. And then I heard We Love You, which is like the craziest track I've ever heard. I never thought A7X had it in them. And this album blew me away, just with its artistic ability and just its complex rhythm and drum patterns and all its different instrumentation, obscure like piano songs and lyrical. It just, the lyrics, it's just a crazy record. I recommend you listen to it all the way through. This definitely takes you on an adventure. So that is my list of the top 5 best albums of 2023. Now it's time to go on with the best songs of 2023. Number 5. This one took a while to grow on me. I've always been a fan of this band, so I am a bit biased. It's Powdered Sugar by the Boxer Rebellion. If you guys haven't heard of this band, please check them out. They have an amazing catalog. I would highly start out with Union and go with Exits, and then go with either the Cold Still or Ocean by Ocean, which I feel like Ocean by Ocean has amazing bass work, and it's one of their best songs. If you want something to listen to all the way through, definitely listen to Ocean by Ocean. If you want to listen to separate songs, I definitely recommend the Cold Still. But yeah, on to Powdered Sugar, because I'm getting distracted here. It's got all the melodies I love from the Boxer Rebellion, and it is such a great track. The drum work, everything, the lyrics, the melodies, everything is great on this thing. Number 4 goes to Paper Machete by Queens of the Stone Age. And like his protege Dave Grohl, like I mentioned earlier, Josh Homme has also faced some personal struggles and some personal battles as well before coming out with this album, and I gotta say, he really killed it. I especially like the song Paper Machete. It reminds me of some of the earlier Queens of the Stone Age songs, particularly If Only, kind of like a more modern version. But this definitely goes back to kind of more of their 2000s sound, specifically Lullabies to Paralyze sound. Like many others, I wasn't really a big fan of Villains. It was definitely a unique album, but it just wasn't really full throttle Queens of the Stone Age. At least not the full throttle Queens of the Stone Age that I do remember. But it's still going on my number 4 because it is a totally badass rock song, and I absolutely love it. Number 3 is going to Sum 41 with their song Landmines. Sum 41 made a return to their pop punk sound this year. I think it was all inspired from the When We Were Young Fest, which also introduced Blink-182, Green Day, Avril Lavigne, and influenced others to go into punk as well. The When We Were Young Fest, I gotta say, as much as I wanted to go, I wish I went this year, but I didn't get a chance to go. Tickets were sold out, and I just didn't feel like buying used tickets. But I really wish I went because I hear it was a good time, and I grew up with a pop punk scene, and it was great. But again, going off topic, Sum 41 Landmines is a great return to their pop punk sound, and it's really, really catchy. If you haven't listened to it yet, it's going to get stuck in your head. So if you want something stuck in your head for the day, give this a listen. I'm also going to miss this band as their final album is coming out in 2024. It's going to have a mix of pop punk and metal, and then they're going to be disbanding. So take a listen to the song and savor it, because we're not going to be getting any albums from this band, sadly. But I do wish them luck on their ventures. All right, number 2. Y'all are going to kill me.
I've been selling my
Yes, shut up. I know. Shut up. Shut up. I like this song. This song got me through my work week. Okay, this has got me through my freaking... This song got me through December, November, October. Pretty much all the months where I had to just focus on paying off my debt and get my shit together. This is the number 1 anthem of 2023, in my opinion. All of us are going through hard times right now, and this is a political song that is done right. This is the correct way to do a political song. You need to relate to the listener, and Oliver Anthony did a good job on this. Also, check out I Want to Go Home if you haven't had a chance already. Yes, so that's number 2. And number 1, best song of 2023 is... To all the girls watching, make sure you get your Barbies out for this one. Guys, I'm a sucker. Could I love a pop song so much as this one? I mean, this is just crazy to me. Why did I decide to buy this off iTunes, off of a Barbie album? Like, oh, freaking Barbie. This is like one of the main tracks off that movie, and it's, oh, Dua Lipa. Boy, how do I underestimate you? This is such a groovy track. It's catchy, it's easy to hum to. This is everything a pop song should be, and Dua Lipa just nails this to a T. It is just so goddamn catchy. I just love it. Guilty pleasure right here, and I gotta give it to you. Just for making a great guilty pleasure track, this definitely is number 1 on my list. Alright guys, I know this was a very brief video, but did you guys agree with this list? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in 2024.